Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, Chic777, and today I'm coming at you with a project for Lavish laces. I'm going to attempt to make this a start to finish. Well, obviously I did if you're watching the video. So my inspiration came from, I believe it was Pinterest. I saw this really beautiful Shabby Chic hot air balloon that I think was done like on a card, and it just kind of gave me some inspiration. I wanted to create something for the nurses that have been taking care of me through all my chemo and stuff that they could hang like in their break room or something, or you know, somewhere in there. So I will move my sign out of the way so we can get started. I've done all the tedious things first. You know, I painted everything that needed to be painted and sewed all my papers and stuff. So to kind of get some of that out of the way to save us some time. Okay. And first, what I'm going to do is show you from Lavish Lace. You can see I've got a bunch of Wild Orchid Craft flowers there. I will be using those. I'm also going to use this beautiful trim. Now, you know, I'm using like a tiny little piece, like that much, but it's still a gorgeous little trim. And I'm also going to be using some of these picks, these cute little things that Gisela now has in her shop. So we're going to be using that from Lavish Laces, and that's about it. Just the beautiful laces and the picks and all the gorgeous flowers. Oh, and this other lace, I don't know if she still has it in stock or if she only has it in like black, but this gorgeous kind of vintage looking lace here. Okay, so we'll be using that as well. So let's get the stuff out of the way and get going. Now what I did, what you see before you, is I had found these couple of pictures at like Goodwill for like $2.99, and it just had this gorgeous, you know, I just love this, and it was kind of all shabby chic'd out, a picture on the front. I ripped the paper off the back, and then I took gesso mixed with like a cream color paint and textured the whole thing. So it's ready to go for us. The first thing I'm going to do is, because I want to get them going, is I want to mist these flowers. You notice I've got them in a circle already, and I took a picture of that because I like the arrangement that they're in. So, you know, as I start to build the top of my hot air balloon, which will be done in flowers, as you now see, it'll be the arrangement that I want it to be in. But I'm going to take this off first because this was something I used for a previous Lavish Laces project, and it's already shimmered and ready to go. So we'll kind of get that out of the way, and we'll just start shimmering. These won't really shimmer, but they're there just so I don't forget them. And I'm going to start shimmering all my little flowers so they can sit and dry. And my little leaves, got these little pink and green Wild Orchid Craft leaves, also from Gisela's shop. All these flowers and leaves and things came from her shop. I love buying these from her shop because the prices are incredible, and gets here quick. Got that color. It's kind of a clear, and this is a that I'm using here. Oh, I made my own with this Perfect Pearls biscotti. Kind of made my own little spray here, and so that's what I'm going to spray on next to give it kind of a little bit of a cream color, but not much. It mostly kind of comes out clear as well. But so there is that. And I'm going to just hit him with the heat gun just slightly. Because they will take a long time to dry. Probably would be dry by the time we get to the end of our project, but I just still want to hit them a little bit with this. And, you know, like I said, the inspiration came from this Shabby Chic hot air balloon that I saw, and I'm pretty sure it was on Pinterest. But I kind of wanted to make it because, you know, where I go to get my chemo done is the outpatient treatment center, and I wanted this project to just as they look at it, you know, because they deal with all sorts of, you know, chemo patients day in and day out, And, you know, I just wanted him to look at it and find inspiration. So that was my basis behind this. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for a moment. I need to find a little piece of, there we go, paper towel, because I got some stuff over here I want to wipe off. And we'll put that back there so I don't forget it. And then I have a little bit more shimmer misting to do. I didn't get this part done at first, so you get to live through it. And I'm sure this will be a two-parter. So here's my inspirational, you know, I've got my X and O. I've got a little clothespin because we're going to be clothespinning something on. And I got these words. These are from Saw Crafters. Hope, love, and faith, because very much, you know, represents, you know, life as we hope for it, and, you know, faith that, you know, things will turn out okay. So, and I'm going to go ahead and shimmer mist those up. I'm going to shimmer them up with Tattered Angels, and this is an old lace, and then a little bit of that biscotti over the top. Because I kind of want them to be the same color that they are now. I just want them to have shimmer. So, I don't want them to change color much here. And this old lace kind of has almost a little bit of a pink tint to it. And a little bit of a brown tint. So I'm kind of going for the pinks and the browns, obviously, as you saw from the flowers and then from the wood. And then I've got a little wooden prima butterfly here. Looking good. A little bit more on my butterfly. And I think a little bit more on my clothespin there. I love the color brown, so having it just kind of remain its natural color is perfect with me. That's the less I have to alter it. That clothespin likes to take a lot. I'm going to do a little bit of this Clam Baked Beige from Lindy's Stamp Gang. See if I can get a little bit of color on it with that too. I don't know if it'll do much, but let's see. Yeah, that added just a little bit, so that's good. Let's get some on the other side. And then what I want to do is take some ink and kind of go around the edges of all these pieces. Let me get some ink out here. Little color box here. We'll just kind of go around the edges. Kind of pop them up a little bit. It's just so minute, but I do notice it. May want to hit that a little bit more. Let's see, where's my clam baked beige? Get a little bit more on there. Okay. This ink pad is so old you can see all the little pieces falling. It's a tore up ink pad, but it still works. You can see the difference. See how it looks kind of outlined versus this one that doesn't have anything on it. See? Makes a nice little difference. I'll do both sides of this, because who knows what side I'll grab and put up. Okay. And look at all that. That's from my ink pad. I know, get a new one, right? I do have another one, I just haven't dug it out yet. All right. And this, as I spray this, will kind of make that ink pop out a little bit more too. We'll kind of wet it and let it run a little bit. So that'll make it look nice. Isn't this exciting, huh? That's what you get from start to finish. Okay, let's move these over to here so we can get this filthy little thing out of the way. Get all these pieces of ink pad off. We definitely don't want those on there, right? Because that will put color on whatever we're working on if it smears on something. Okay. Alright, let's see. What are we going to move on to next? This is going to be something when we're done, I swear. Oh, I know what I want to do. So, I got some paper out. It's a pink polka dot paper. And it is from the Something Blue collection by Prima. It's this here. I've got a little piece of it over here. I pulled it out because it was just the perfect colors to go with the flowers. So, it's kind of this pink polka dot. And then I've got this piece of, well, it's like 2 yards of it. P, who's Whimsical Devers here on YouTube, had sent me this beautiful kind of beige color burlap trim. And I specifically chose a piece that was kind of had like an irregularity to it. I loved that. And then what I did is I pulled some of the threads off to give it a little bit of a shaggy edge. And then I sewed around it. And I did on purpose. I sewed straight and then went over the second time, giving it some wave to the outline there. And then what I want to do is I still want to kind of distress the edge of the paper. I hadn't done that yet. Just to give it a little bit of fun texture. And then there was something else I wanted to do the edge with. I created my little hot air balloon basket. I just kind of did, you know, that kind of shape. And I used Prima Romance novel. This is a journaling card. And then this is just, I just did a little fussy cutting from a paper line. And the same with this. So I kind of just want to do a little bit of distressing there. I know, right? Should have distressed that before I started. Always forget that, and then later I'm like, ooh, shoot. There. Just needed a little bit. And then we'll distress the edge of this. Not much of these edges will actually get seen, but I'll know I distressed it. Because the way I've designed this, the basket kind of gets hidden. And I'm kind of a little worried about it because I'm not sure if, you know, it's really going to look like a hot air balloon by the time I get all my stuff on there. But you know how I am. I like certain, you know, I want a certain amount of stuff on there and it's getting on there. But I still think it'll be inspirational and hopefully look good enough. Alright, so that was all. Oh, and in the back, I took another piece of romance novel paper to kind of cover the back. I was going to, I have like pink silk ribbon here I was going to put on the back of this picture as well. But I was concerned, you know, if I don't get it glued good enough, you know, I just wanted to have a really good stability hanging on, you know, the wall or wherever they're going to hang it. So, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I probably will not put this piece on in this video. Because, see, I made like a bow to hang from the back. Thought they could hang it from there, but I just want to make sure. I don't want to just glue it on. I want it to have good stability. So, I may just put a regular picture hanger on it, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, so that part is done there. What I want to do on this is I actually want to do a little bit of stenciling. So I've got, oopsie, sorry, I've got this stencil. And I want to put a little bit over on this side. Actually, I may just go all the way across, well, I want to put a little bit down in here because I know my design, that will kind of be open a little bit. And I want some over here and over here. So we'll just kind of move it back and forth across. Okay. And I am just using Liquitex modeling paste. Little plastic spatula. I have to turn it this way. It's going to be very, very subtle on here. I'm not going to go all the way through the center because it's just going to get covered up anyway. But I still wanted it to have, well, it's a lot more vivid than I imagined it to be. So put a little bit down over here. Thought it was going to come out a little bit more subtle because of the color of this fabric. Okay, very pretty. And then we'll just come right over here and do a little bit on this side. There, that's really pretty. And I'll just do a teeny bit down here just in case something gets seen. Very pretty. Okay. That turned out a lot more noticeable than I thought. That's exciting. Okay, let me wipe some of this stuff off. This stuff is a pain if you don't get it off right away. Let me get my little baby wipe over here. Let me get some of this off. One moment, please. Okay. All right. Got that off good. Now let's dry this up. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good, huh? That's gonna look nice. Okay, now we want to get it. I want to get it attached on here because I don't want to put this, you know, get everything on here and then, you know, try to glue it on with everything on top. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. Get my glue going down to the end of my bottle using the Beacon 3-in-1. And let's get this onto our frame. And then what we'll start doing is gluing the flowers for our balloon, of our hot air balloon. If they are dry enough. Want a lot of glue. Okay. I am very liberal with my glue. I like a lot of glue because I don't want it to fall off 5 years from now. One line of glue doesn't do it for me. It's like when I make layouts, I use a ton of glue because I don't want my embellishments at the bottom of my page protector 5 years from now. And I know it can happen. And even if you use hot glue, if you use just a tiny little dab, it's going to be off. I've created stuff where when I first started scrapbooking and stuff, and I used hot glue, and, you know, now I'm pulling it out, you know, like old time. You get the old time feeling, so you want to go through it and see your stuff again, and you're finding the stuff's kind of peeling off and everything because you didn't use enough glue. You want it to last for years. Okay. Very nice. That's pretty. Just that is pretty. Let's just leave it there. Just kidding. Yeah, so we'll have like our little hot air basket down at the bottom. So that's going to be kind of cute. We'll kind of give you a look-see here. And then this beautiful lace will kind of be our trim on the basket. And then I've got this tiny flower trim I'm going to use as well. So we'll kind of trim that at the top. So see, it's kind of starting to look like a little hot air balloon basket. So, yeah, this is going to be, let's go to the flowers, like I said. I want to start getting those down. What I want to do on the flowers is I want my flowers to be up a little bit. So I have this like coaster I got from Michael's a couple years ago. It's like a 5-pack, you know, in their dollar bin when it used to be like $1. And so I'm going to turn it over and glue the flowers on top of this so that it's raised a little bit on that picture. how many minutes we got left? 12 minutes. So we'll start gluing, and then probably what I'll do is turn the video off, and as we come back for part 2, you know, I'll finish gluing the flowers off camera. Also, what I've got to try and do in here is I've got these little sticks. These are little, it was a dowel rod I got from Walmart. You could also buy, like, if you go in, like, the cake section of, like, Joann's or Walmart's, and they have, like, lollipop sticks, you could do those, because we want to make, like, the strings of the hot air balloon, you know, that go from the basket to the balloon. And these are, like, teeny tiny dowel rod. I think it was, like, 19 cents for the long thing. So I've got, like, 3 short and 2 long ones. Let's see, because what I've got to figure out on my is I want, this is actually going to have to go in just a little bit. I want my sticks to go inside and glue over the top, and then I'll have these kind of down at the bottom pop dotted a little bit up like this, so it looks like the strings of the hot air balloon. Okay, so let me check something real quick. I want to make sure I have my strings in the right direction. I'm going to call them strings, because we do want to get those on first, and then the other ones, you know, we got to kind of poke in the middle of the flowers. Yeah, definitely. They do kind of slant a little bit more, don't they? They kind of slant like this. And then I'm going to glue over the top. And these ones, as I get going, I'll just kind of glue them. The bottom part will be up on pop dots, and this will kind of be tucked in the flowers. So first off, let's go ahead. I want to mark that, and let's glue those little, just mark the top where I have that. And let's glue our little strings to our hot air balloon down. Okay. Want it to look authentic, right? Come on, hot glue. There we go. I don't mind if the glob of glue is showing, because the flowers are going to go over the top of it. Yeah, we got about 9 minutes left, so we'll just kind of start gluing. This glue gun's been on for a while. It should be hot. I hate when the glue stick is not engaging. And here, I'm going to do this one right in the center. I'm just fiddling with my glue stick over here. There we go. Let's get this right in the center. Cute, right? So look at that. We've got our little bottom pieces of our hot air balloon. And then I want to tuck in, I'm going to start, because this is the order. Let me just talk to myself a bit. So I'm going to start just hot gluing right over here. Okay. Get some more of that green leaf off of this. I don't like these green leaves on here. Why isn't this glue stick engaging? See, and we'll just glue right over the top of that glue stick. There, now it's going. Now my glue gun's going. And I want them squished in there nice and good, because I don't want the coaster to be seen. There we go, that's better. I know this won't go exactly as I have it laid out over here, but darn close. Really pretty when we're done. Pretty, I tell you. Let's see, I have a leaf here, so let's get the leaf on. There we go. And let's see, somewhere in here, I got to figure out where I had these three little things. Because I had them just right, I tell you. I think I had them kind of poked in here. I'll poke those in at the end, I think. I think that's what I'll do. I'll poke them in at the end. Okay, we've just got a few more minutes here. And then what I'll do off camera is continue just gluing these flowers right onto this chipboard circle. You won't miss anything exciting. And then probably also what I'll do is, I'll get these other little strings glued in as well. So basically I'm going to finish hot gluing this and get these strings glued in, okay? So that is my plan. So when I see you back in part 2, we'll be ready to kind of assemble the bottom and make it all pretty. Because you know how to hot glue flowers. Here we go. Gotta get another glue stick here. We'll glue just a couple more flowers, and then I will be back. Glue a leaf. Make sure all my edges are hidden. Beautiful. These are my favorite. Wild Orchid Craft, the Wild Roses. Love these. Love them. Oopsie. It's having a party, flipping all over the place. They're very pretty. Very pretty. Okay. So I'm not going to make you sit through any more of that. You got the gist of what I'm doing. I'll see you back in part 2. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Bye.